Greetings from MRH off MRH Gifting Services. I'd like to thank you for viewing the showcase today. The applicable introduction. It's a heavy bag weightlifting, 400 pounds, live in the set. We do have some memorabilia through our training circuit that has positioned this lift to being a qualifier for the 2020 games. We're going to take you through our demonstration in our circuit of our educational math book, where we're going to be doing some TRIGCALUS using the wordplay of trigonometry and calculus in its abbreviation state of trig and calc, TRIGCALUS, and taking you through the patterns of calculus, how it works, where it works, finding the patterns of success. Now again, I'm going to start you out with what you already know. This is 400 pounds in the bag. It is accumulated at the 4.0 GPA and also at 40 years youth. And a true freshman cinematography and presentation. We addressed this in 9.6 in ordination and value, giving it its mathematical value or calculus value, and the definition of making of medicine, and of course derivatives, integrals, summation, that describes the patterns of calculus and how it works. Again, 98.6 is the healthy temperature in the med MD prerequisite. Just in healthcare and healthcare reform. Gender reform. So at 98.6, alpha and omega, and learning the values of its policy through process. First and last is of 96, or 98.6 is 96. That is the graduating year of MRS. We applied that value in this medical information diagram that you can find also in a CPR class that through the True Freshman Undefeated compilation and staying true freshman, we kept those credits up to par or valid. So, when, as a true freshman, we decided to stay true freshman 92, 93, graduate year 96, we had all those components orchestrated working on the core policy. Through that process, true freshman undefeated in word analysis and truth, 98.6 in the med MD script, and keeping a 96 a year. Valid, up to date. We address the EXPELLED 9.6. Inform of keeping the temperature correct at 98.6 and our labs, chemistry labs. Our labs at that time were McKinley, RAINIER, and HELENS. Alpha initially, MRH. Omega initially, YRS, the abbreviation for years. Having policy, ordination, and calculation to 98.6, being 96, first and last numeral of the graduate year. These are the applied sciences. These are the mathematical values that consistently allow the calculation to be valid, realized, accurate, and at work. Fully supported through due process. These skills, these abilities happened administratively at FWHS. During the all honors. So the calculations are not incorrect, mischievous, or indirect, but but are followed up, of course, by full support in care of patient care provided by Michael R. Henry with the expelling of McKinley, Rainier, and HELENS. Alpha initially. The integrals of triangular dimension. We show in the third dimension as having three triangular shapes in pyramid form of mountain ranges that are volcanic nuclear waste sites. McKinley, Rainier, and HELENS. These nuclear volcanic toxic waste sites are active. As you very well know, HELENS erupted in 1980 in Washington State. This type of activity causes air pollution, toxic waste in the air as a sediment, and after they are done erupting, they still release a magma gas of poison that goes undetectable into the atmosphere years and years after they erupt. This is why we have means to expel those mountain ranges in the calculus edification of medicine through its noun format, of course, into its medicine format. Through the power clean process, it is noted the cleansing of pretty much the major organs, gallbladder, kidney, heart, all the natural processes. So when you find ordination, again, value, and why we present a mathematical integer, and alpha omega, which is eternal, through due process. You see it done here live, lifting 400 pounds at 40 years youth in a 4.0 GPA format. It's policy. We knew this in 96. Therefore, having an outcome of this level. So when you see the power clean, the motion is a full power clean motion. It has 10 movements within it. It's 400 pounds. Its 10 movements equate to 400 times 10, which is 4,000 pounds each rep. This is building. The character that in its truest nature bears full intent is in the paternity and maternity ward. Meaning, have a full clarification of eternalness through full child support in the maternal order and in the paternal order. Child born in 96. Meeting all the requirements and stipulations that MRH is discussing in the full PowerPoint presentation right now. The integrals of McKinley, Rainier, HELENS as triangles. Three-dimensional aspects plus times insignia accuracy in times which would be considered a circle. We show you the three-dimensional facet of plus being a dimension, times being a dimension, and the center of plus and times being the third dimension, as a times insignia as a full solid circle. The integrals of lines that on a triangle in a trigonometry or calculus equation would point downward, meaning the line on the triangle would be a line next to it, having its degree or integer angle of integral, but the arrow would be pointing downward. On the right side, on the left side, the arrow would be pointing downward. On the left side, with this number integer and as an integral angle pointing downward. In calculation, MRH is undefeated from a true freshman year. True versus Lions. In a true versus lie in root word, and of course award, which would be the coach's award. This stimulus package is notified by the Detroit Lions, as in Lions, have not made it to the playoffs or the NFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl since 1991. MRH took office in 1992 with the Elite Football Coaches Award. 1991-1992, in a school year, holds its value. They have not been to the playoffs or the NFC Championships to go to the Super Bowl since 1991. We have this established by staying true freshmen, undefeated in that time sequence, 91-92, since I took office with the Elite Coaches Award in Federal Way, Washington, for 28 years straight. They have not been to the playoffs or the NFC Championship playoff game to go to the Super Bowl. So, in a calculus integral line with a X insignia, X acknowledging, expelling McKinley, Rainier, HELENS as a triangle, with the number 28, X 28, integral arrow pointing down, X 28, integral arrow pointing down. This is to show through math the calculus and trig angle of the full expelling of McKinley, Rainier, and HELENS, alpha initially, MRH, omega initially, YRS in years. What you will find out is that X 28, integral line, arrow pointing down, is a definition of taking down McKinley, which is a nuclear toxic waste site that when it erupts, of course, it releases the type of sediment, poisonous gas from the top of the earth that primarily could end the world. In reasoning or consideration without an answer. Rainier, also another volcanic mountain that is eruption prone, expelled through the process of me making the decision administratively, front office at FWHS. So, as you grasp the concept of the mathematical values, the trigonometry, the calculus, you can actually write out a triangle, put your integral lines with the arrow facing downward in a undefeated year amount, which I hear now is 28, in a true freshman ordination that through youth to professional ranks in sports athletics, sports medicine, or in general, proliferates the taking down of McKinley, Rainier, and HELENS, or fully expelling. The medicine, in part, in root words of toxins, in root words of poisonous gases, in root words of end of the world, these mountain ranges all have that capacity at any point in time possible throughout Earth. One of them being the highest peaks in Earth, located in Alaska, in Denali Park. With the expelling of these, it is the expelling of the toxins. It is the expelling of the poisonous gases. It is the expelling of the nuclear eruptions that take place. We show this in the medicine category of making medicine. This is our chemist lab. So, as McKinley, Rainier, HELENS became the labs, we expelled them. We showed them mathematically through TRIGCALUS, or trig and calculus, in its integral angle of pointing downward in arrows with a undefeated number 28 in x plus y or z being the making of medicine. Now, when you see this in general on any application of mathematics having a triangular shape with an arrow pointing downward with a number equating to 28. So 4 times 7 is 28. So any numerical form of 4 and 7 is taken down through its process of mathematical recourse. Here, this is the advancement of medicine through its application of notoriety. So if you go through your math book, you're taking calculus or you're taking trig. You understand the values are set in place and are in order eternally through the paternal and maternal order, through full support. As they are set in place eternally, the values are consistent to alpha and omega, first to last, initial, alphabetically and numerically. So it makes sense. In the order and fashion that this is received, to understand, it also bears its dimension. So it does have its 3-dimensional yachts, or it has its 3-dimensional portals through the contact of advancing medicine. We value and show this process as one advancement is heavy bag weight. 400 pounds is a solid max weight to lift. If you go back through and you see me fill this bag up with 400 pounds, approximately, you will find that it is 400 pounds. if you do any research, so who is lifting 400 pounds for a long distance period of time, meaning weightlifting and not one's own body weight, that means you're not 400 pounds, but you're lifting 400 pounds. At here would be 200 pounds over my own body weight. You will find out that the long distance marathon ratio in each of these lifts is 4,000 pounds per rep. So starting from here and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that would be 4,400 pounds. And we start back over. These properties, these mathematical values are now set in applied sciences, meaning they are applicable in the privacy and confidentiality of patient care. As written, authored, owned, arranged from MRH, off MRH 15 services. This patient care is established through child support in a child support order in its domain, in its coverage of patient care, privacy, and confidentiality. It is arranged also by certificate of diploma in healthcare in the full motion of character and being, which is straight in nature, completing the WebMD protocol. In its worth, in consideration of the inconsiderate and all probable cause and being inaccurate and wrong in case, policy, and study, it is priceless. This defies through the process of another means aside from MRH's educational advancement of medicine in truth only. The other counsel have been wrong due to the process of funding in acknowledgement of privacy and confidentiality, determining I could not know I was being filed against in a paternal case against myself through the others that here identify as woman and child, bearing the consistency of being against MRH to win. I address those values as just being released unto MRH in case notification, in which, full and part from the beginning, I was unable to know, to study, but showing the full ramifications of being applicable through my own private policy in healthcare. It just so happens it came in conjunction to 1996. It's 4 years from the year 2000, which is an eternal date, a new millennium. So as you see, the 4.0 consecutive rule, applicable eternally without question or vulnerability. 4.0 GPA, 400 pounds, powerless, power cleans, word analysis, in truth, as a primary difference. The evolution has taken place with concordance to the honors that are established. This means at that time, the per diem was sought after to congratulate the mother and child and leave the father out of the well-being of the child. Through that process, no evidence is secure enough to mandate my policy being in play according to due process of litigation and counsel against MRH. So we, with leniency, show no disrespect to the profession. In concordance, have advanced it in its best nature through the evolutional process of Earth itself, dealing with the core elements that can destroy it eternally, send it to oblivion to never exist again, and all its inhabitants have been expelled through MRH's due process in advanced medicine. That curriculum that is still written, author, owned, arranged by MRH has been at a full odds in paternal and maternal health care now is worth the common law respect of edification. As you see the work here being done, the same acts were being set in place in order in 9.6 in the correct temperature, 98.6, to be healthy and sustainable. With the outcast of being off in the limitations of statutes, we show a consistency of understanding those as facts become factors and no longer a leniency to the Commonwealth knowledge of what that means. So this application does not entertain being lesser than a father to a child, but it does fully commend and orchestrate the principles of validation in the privacy and confidentiality agreement. So the benefit, as established through counsel and litigation against MRH in its privacy and confidentiality, for MRH not to know until their appointed time, is now substantial to Earth's main components of existing correctly without a McKinley, Rainier, or HELENS being a nuclear active volcanic waste site. Earth has never been seen, traveled, dealt with McKinley, Rainier, HELENS, expelled. The lands have never been seen with McKinley, Rainier, HELENS, expelled. They have never been explored or found with McKinley, Rainier, HELENS, expelled. They have never been settled through proclamation with McKinley, Rainier, HELENS, expelled. We value this consideration through child support as the educational, mathematical advancement of medicine through calculus. As you see here, these are power cleans. This is a full movement of the body, power cleaning. Ten movements in one rep. Various sets. And again, 4,000 pounds, 4,400 pounds being moved per rep. Front, back, side to side, up and down. Power cleaning motions. So when dealing with the process of medicine through calculus, this is an applied science where it is applicable in privacy and confidentiality through agreement in working, maybe in various language, as taken into consideration, not known as unknown tongues for 28 years undefeated. In its eternal process through the child support order, 28 years undefeated, unknown. With pure opposition at hand. So, this is not a deposition of the character. This is not a public statement of due process. This privacy and confidentiality is founded on, this is the 89th power clean lift, which in its calculation would be considered calculus 8-9, trigonometry 8-9, or TRIGCALUS 8-9. The edification is written after owned arranged by MRH, Michael R. Henry of MRH Gifting Services. In disclosure, there is no duplicatable process without payment verification to Michael R. Henry in dividends or higher currencies through exchange. We'd like to thank you for viewing today. You can reach me at 253-304-9461. starofreed@mail.com or starofreed@gmail.com. All the pretty mamas and mamacitas out there that's just getting it done. We're doing the advancement through childcare and the private practice and concern, making it happen. The weights is real. The long distance, the marathon of it is real. The eternalness, the graph, the continents from high to low. Gone.